lot of Dragon Ball fans view Trunks and Goten's ridiculous power for their age rather unearned, and technically they're not wrong. Trunks and Goten were able to become Super Saiyans without the deep struggles of training and emotional overflow that Goku and Vegeta, as well as Gohan and future Trunks, went through. The Super Saiyan bargain sale, as it's called, was seen by many as devaluing of the transformation. That being said, I do think that there is a rational explanation for their absurd potential, and it really boils down to epigenetics. Epigenetics, in the simplest of terms possible, is the study of changes in gene function that don't entail a change in DNA sequence. Basically, the activation or dormancy of genetic traits. How it relates to the subject at hand is how these changes in Goku and Vegeta's genes influence the potential of their offspring. Imagine this. You are descended from a long line of gluttonous couch potatoes and have never worked out a day in your life. And you meet the girl of your dreams, and you have a kid. While not set in stone, that kid will have a high likelihood of falling into the same habits and personality traits that you have, as genes can influence how one responds to their environment. You know, the whole nature versus nurture thing. Now imagine 5 years pass, and you've lost all that weight and built up your muscles, and you just became an absolute Giga Chad. While your gene sequence is unchanged, the function of the genes you already had does change to a degree. So you have another kid now. That child, again, will have a high likelihood of falling into the same habits and personality traits that you have, but that you have now, based on the genes that have been newly activated because of your behavioral changes. So let's look at this in the context of the story. Goku was no slouch when he had Gohan, and combined with natural Saiyan-human hybrid potential, Gohan was set up for greatness. But when Goten was conceived, not only was Goku literally like 1,000,000 times stronger, he had mastered Super Saiyan, which again goes into genetics. The Super Saiyan transformation is a dormant gene within the Saiyans, just waiting to be activated. Having activated that gene long before Goten's conception would explain his sky-high potential. It's the same with Vegeta. While we don't have an exact date for when Vegeta painted Bulma's walls white, we do know it was roughly around the time Vegeta achieved Super Saiyan. So he was either on the cusp of the transformation or already past that genetic threshold. Now, while this may be controversial, but I do sincerely believe it, and that is that Goten has much higher potential than Trunks does, by virtue of how Goku had mastered Super Saiyan at the time, while Vegeta was around the threshold of Super Saiyan when he made Trunks. Trunks is only stronger than Goten by virtue of having Vegeta as a father. You know, a father that pushes him to train hard and unlock more of his available potential, whereas Goten was left fatherless with only Gohan to train with. And we know that Gohan doesn't really prioritize training in peacetime, hence why Trunks is stronger. But if Goten was pushed as hard as Trunks was, I believe he would easily be leagues stronger than Trunks. The fact that Goten is close to Trunks despite not training nearly as hard is evidence of this claim. But anyway, that's just my theory. Let me know yours in the comments. Catch you next time.